Okay, this is Rakeem. We back with another one. My co-host.
Just sharing.
Now, everybody done did a story about Tory getting stabbed in prison.
Yes, Tory Lanez.
Well, now the rep out there said Tory Lanez could be innocent,
That's what they say.
and then old Meg Stallion lied about some things.
And her friend.
And her friend. But don't take my word for it. We'll play and let you be the judge of the story.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez, convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her. Proof? Testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Pretty simple, right? Maybe not. Turns out that DNA.
Before forgot to mention, we got this from News Nation. We react to the video, so we ain't trying to steal anything.
Only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years. So this is really about the testimony. Lanez, so what happens? So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out. All right, Luke.
That sounds about right. They trying to suppress the evidence.
Well, I heard, this is what I heard, allegedly, after stabbing somebody, books got money put on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just something. So evidently, it was a hit.
Yeah.
From a Mexican guy. They revealed his name. I know his name was Cassiano or something like that. But thankfully, Tory Lanez survived the stabbing.
Yeah. 14 times.
Yeah, they were trying to end him.
Yeah.
Well, let's play some more of this.
Conspiratorial, but he was definitely stabbed. Lanez supporters believe that the media doesn't care because Megan Thee Stallion is represented by Jay-Z's Rock Nation. Now, I could give a damn about Jay-Z or his company. This just wasn't a case on my radar until now. Why? Anna Paulina Luna. She is a representative from Florida. You see her here on a regular basis. She says she's got new evidence, says it wasn't him. And she joins us now. Representative APL, it's good to have you.
Now, before we get into it, I seen another video where they said Tory Lanez was trying to protect a mother being separated from her child.
Oh, so he let him lie on him?
Well, they said he didn't take the stand in court. I don't know why his lawyers didn't let him take the stand.
Well, who's the mother? You talking about his ex-girlfriend?
The one of those girls he was sleeping with in the limo and ride.
No, he had no business in the car with two women he was messing with. That's a recipe for disaster. You sleeping with both of them, and you in the car with both of them at the same time.
Then Meg Stallion lied, talking about she didn't sleep with him. Then later, after the Gayle King interview, she admitted, she said, I slept with him. I didn't know she was gonna ask me that.
But why she lie?
Then she said, well, maybe on a drunk night. No, she lying.
She lying. She was sleeping with that dude. That big old horse. She was sleeping with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's play some more. Get back into the story.
Thanks, Chris. Happy to be back on. And thanks for taking a look at this case.
No, listen. You tell me to take a look at it, I'll look at it. But why did you look at it? I mean, this isn't your jurisdiction. I don't know you to have any connection to any of these people.
Yeah, so as you know, we are on oversight and accountability. And so this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose. And the reason why I took particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually disproved the conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there were 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% 99% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance, Megan. And so what we're seeing is really there was a case of he said, she said. The evidence wasn't actually.
So evidently, Megan Stallion is an habitual liar.
Of course she is. Of course she is. I mean, did you expect anything more from somebody calling himself a horse?
Well, like I said, he should have took the stand. I don't know why he didn't take the stand and testify.
Well, I guess his lawyer figured he might get up there and ask him some questions that he can't answer.
He had a bad lawyer on that one.
Evidently.
Well, like I said, even they said there was ring footage that he didn't say that.
And I don't see how he got convicted.
I don't either. They had no DNA on the gun.
The only thing they going by was Megan the horse testimony.
Oh, Megan the horse.
She calls herself a stallion. That's a horse. So all they have is they believed her over him because I guess she's a bigger star than he is. Yep. So they're gonna believe her over him. And if you got a bunch of women on the jury, of course they're gonna fall for anything a woman said. Oh, he hurt me. Okay, you guilty. I mean, they don't listen to the facts. They don't listen to weigh out the facts. If a woman get up there and said a man did this to her, he's guilty.
Well, I'll play some more.
Respected and properly adhered to actually in the trial. And then they also were doing something that I would find pretty wild and egregious. They're actually submitting his lyrics for rap as evidence to the crime. So look, first and foremost, you have to have a free and fair society. That means we need to respect and uphold the justice system. So I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting. We're also working with other Democrats, specifically to the California delegation. But I think that this is something that's pretty egregious, that the way that this was handled, the way that it was. I think that it was largely driven by headlines. And aside from the people involved and the parties involved, obviously I take domestic violence, I take this very seriously, Chris, but I also take very seriously the fact that I do believe, based on the evidence that I've seen, that Tory's innocent. And I think that it sets a really bad message when you have someone of his stature and also to someone that is as influential as he is, it's being wrongfully incarcerated. And that's exactly why.
They said also in court he wasn't allowed to present the evidence. So this sounds like a setup to me.
Yeah. Because they're looking at it as a domestic violence case. They're not looking at it as maybe a criminal case. They're looking at it as a domestic violence. And anytime you got women up there hollering about this and that, of course he's gonna be guilty. Because they're looking at it as domestic violence.
Yeah, he had a bad lawyer. I don't know what he was thinking about hiring that lawyer.
I mean, not only was the lawyer wasn't good, the jury, he was set up.
Yes, that sounds about right.
He was set up with the jury. They believed her over him before. They probably believed her over him before the trial even started.
That's also true. But let's play some more.
Why we wanted to use our megaphone for a good reason and help get him his pardon, which I think he'll get.
So Luna, who did it? I mean, she says and her friends say that he did it. And who else would have done it? And what proof do you have to support that? I get it. Maybe they didn't make the case the right way with the weapon, but who did it?
You know, Chris, that's not for me to weigh in, and that's definitely for the judge and the jury. But what I will tell you is, based on the evidence that we have, the evidence that we have says that he wasn't the guy. And so I do think that Gavin Newsom has some great attorneys that will look at this. But I'd also like to point out that the prosecutor specifically on this case that initially brought the charges is a very interesting prosecutor. Look into who ran him. And at the end of the day, you know, I think Hollywood, as you know, Chris, in politics does overlap. And there's a lot of interesting stuff that happened there. So look at the evidence for yourself. We've posted it for the entire world to see, to determine for themselves. And I know that Tory's legal team actually has an incredible case. And so we are calling on Gavin Newsom to issue that pardon immediately. And also remember, he was almost killed in jail. I actually talked to him today on the phone, and he said that once he does get out, once he does get this pardon, which I do feel confident that he'll be getting, he's going to work extensively in prison reform, because this should never happen to anyone.
Well, even though it's the evidence shows he's innocent, the real question is, will he really get out?
Good question. Good question.
Or will they continue this play to keep him in prison?
Well, you know, once you get in prison, it's hard to get out.
Yeah, it's very true.
Even when you have evidence, it all depends on the prosecutor and the judge. If the prosecutor went over the judge, he's staying in.
Yeah, I believe that, but that's hopefully everything turn around for Tory. I'm not gonna say he did or didn't, because we wasn't there.
He wasn't there. There could have been somebody else in the car. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I think either the driver or the security, when he came forward.
The security was saying that it wasn't Tory.
Correct.
Well, there was somebody in the car with a gun in the hand.
That's very true.
I don't know who it was, but it could have been Megan's friend, because they were fussing over him. They were beefing over him. Could have been Megan's friend trying to scare her with the gun, and it went off. I mean, who knows?
Now, I'm gonna say this: it's not nothing negative toward women or nothing, but we dealing with women, have some video evidence.
Wow. Well, let me say, when you're dealing with men, have a video to prove your innocence or your guilt.
And also, don't be sleeping with two women.
There you go.
And have them both of them in the same car.
And you in there with them like a dummy. Please, somebody should say, man, you gonna get in the car with those two women that you sleeping with? Yeah.
And if there's some alcohol involved,
oh Lord,
I'm gonna call it the truth serum.
You can't mix a love triangle with Henny. It never works.
And we'll call that the truth serum. The truth serum will come out when you're on the alcohol.
Woo! Blame it on the alcohol.
I'll play a little bit more.
Anna Paulina Luna, this is a really interesting one. I've never covered a situation like this before, but I appreciate you using your platform and let the legal team know. We'll be reaching out if they want to come on to make the case. I'm happy to hear it, and we'll check in with the governor's office as well. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah, of course, and Chris too. If you want, we can probably connect you with his dad as well. I think it's important for people to know all the facts.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'll check in with you right after the show. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. What you do with this information and believe on this information is all on you.
Yeah. Whenever you mix two hoes with alcohol, anything can go down. I'm surprised they didn't shoot him.
That's true as well. Well, like I said, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think of this situation.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hit that like button. They ain't gonna cost you nothing. Just go slide down there and hit it and keep it moving.
That's very true. Well, I want to say, men and women, protect yourself at all times.
At all. You got a phone. Everybody got a phone. You better hit that video. That's all I can say.
Well, until next time, people, we out.